Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Hey, it is Throwback Thursday right here, in the group. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Let me hit the on button here. The record. Hey, what's up? We're live here on the Podtrack P4, and not really live here. You know, we are live, yes and no, but uh, if you're listening on the podcast, C10 America, talks over on Spotify, guys. Excuse me, you're listening to it, uh, being recorded. We're at 501 right here in the awesome studio, guys. Hey, what's up? I'm your host, Texas Rich. How you doing? Hopefully you guys out there, you're having an awesome day. Anyways, we get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day to you know bringing these videos here on YouTube. This is, the morning wake up call for Thursday, February 26th. We're at 5:03 a.m. right now here in the studio. And we just like to bring this to you to give you a little update on what we're doing, today here in, the studio, kind of keep you updated on, what's happening, and pretty much what we're going to attempt to, work on, today. Anyways, first and foremost, let me give a big shout out to my buddy over at Keller Debt Repair. Keller Debt Repair is located over here in Keller. That is my buddy Scott Simpson. Brought to you. This video is brought to you today right by Keller Debt Repair. So big shout out to Scott and everybody out there that works for Scott. Scott has a mobile debt repair business for hail damage, anything from minor to major. If it's major, you might have to come to your maybe shop or take it to his shop. But anyways, for minor hail damage and all that, he comes to you, and it's all good. So that's kellerdentrepair.com, kellerdentrepair.com. You can find them on worldwide web, out there. My buddy Scott Simpson. And then I want to thank Boss Hog Torque Converters. Boss Hog Torque Converters has been there a while with us. That is Nelson Gill and Nora Gill right over at Boss Hog. They're in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Wow, that's kind of a little ways away from where we are right here. But anyways, guys, pardon me. I went to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. This morning, I set my alarm with Siri on Facebook or on my iPhone last night, right? And I said turn up the volume, turn the alarm on. Well, my alarm did not go off, or it was on, but Siri did not turn up, the volume. And so my wife wakes me up at 4:30. She's like, "Hon, hey, did your alarm go off?" And I'm like, "Not, no, I don't think it did." I'm like, "You saw me here in bed, I took and turned that thing on, but you know, it did not go off, and so I don't know what was wrong with that. So I jumped up and ran into the bathroom, got in the shower, got all duded up, all that. And then I ran in here to, the studio. That's one good thing about having this studio in your house is you have a time to, be on, and, people expect to, you know, see on at, that time or put a video up, at that time, then you can come right down, the hallway like I did, right into my studio, turn, the lights on, and boom, you know, we are, good to go. I want to check and see if, that light up there was on. Anyways, guys, I want to address, I know that elephant in the room, that right there. I need to write, a couple other pages tonight. I just been busy with doing other stuff. That so then everybody that I took and initially I was looking for some trucks for issue number 9 for the magazine C10 America, and I put a thing out around Facebook like a month ago, or not a month ago, probably last week, something like that, and that post that I put up, guys, it got 96.4 thousand views on it. Wow, wow, wow. That was awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so we took and we were, is it just me or is it hot in here? It is a little warm. It's probably with, those lights, right back there, something like that. Anyways, guys, we we took and we had 96, point four, thousand views, and we thought that was, so cool that we had here, all these views for, you know, people that wanted to be in the magazine. Then, dude, guys, check this out. We had over 600 and 35 people post photos of their truck that wanted to be in the magazine, right? So anyways, I reached out. I picked 20 and I reached out to all 20 people and told them, hey, when I need the pictures by, and all that. And only 3 people did that. Only 3 people did that. So then I took in the other day, I just put a solid background, up on Facebook, and I put, hey, I need 18 more, trucks for issue 9. Is this you? Pose your pic down below. That's all I put, right? All I put. You know how many people viewed, that post that I put up? Take a wild guess. 114,000 people viewed that post. Now, the post that I put up before that, it got 96.4 thousand views. And this regular generic one that I just put up, wow, 114,000 views. That is crazy. So, anyways, then I started, contacting, a couple people in, that right there, and they were so excited about, being in, C10 America, and I think, I think what, the buzz is, about with our magazine, we're not putting everybody in the magazine right away. You know, we're putting only 20 at a time in the magazine, so it kind of makes it like you know um, we're kind of almost creating a demand. You want to be in the magazine, you got to be a first come first serve. All that, and it is so cool taking an idea that we had in our head and just building on that. That's what I wanted to see 10 America to do. And guys, give it a little backstory on C10 America. We took and we started the brand and the group on December 9th, 2022. We're over at Dad's house on Dad's back patio. It was early in the morning. There was still a dew in the air. It was still, early morning. The sun did not come up yet. It had rained the night before, so the grass and the trees and shrubs and everything out back were still wet. Had that dew falling off, and it was kind of cold. We had blankets on us, sitting out there in the Adirondack chairs, on Dad's back patio. Miss Terry, my girlfriend at the time, wiped out. She was drinking coffee. I was drinking a Dr. Pepper. And we were sitting out there, and I had talked to, the wife, and I had talked to my dad uh, before that about doing, an awesome group and all that. And that is, the time that I kind of, started, or I did, start the group right, there. Pardon me, the nose is still stuffed up. Man, why can't, you know, after you get done being sick, then, you stop getting stuffed up. I don't know. I don't know. It's probably one of the many wonders of the world out there, or something. But anyways, back to that book. The grind. I'm writing a book because for one thing, I want to help people out there. I want it to be an inspiration. I want that book to be motivation to get people out there to start doing what they can do. You know, uh, a lot of you guys and gals out there have ideas, have goals. You know, a lot of things you want to achieve. You probably had one or at least somebody in your life along the way somewhere telling you that what, you can't do it. You can't do that. You can't lower the truck like that. You can't put that engine in the engine bay because that won't fit. You need to cut everything out. You need to slim down the tire wells. You need to cut back the firewall, all that stuff just to make it fit. And then you got to do this and do this. You know what? Stop listening to, them and listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. I think your gut and your heart knows a lot more than what, people are telling you you can't do. And after over and over again of people telling you that you cannot do something, you know, that after a while that becomes kind of like your fuel to drive or spark your your own goal, your own idea. And just because somebody told you you can't do anything does not mean you can't do it. You know what? Prove them wrong, like I did in this book here. Now, that is not the actual book there. That's my wife's book. I'm trying to get the cover figured out. I don't want to keep. I'm not gonna have white all the way around it. It was just printed that way. It was printed, too small. The actual book will have that background all over it. There will not be any white on that. Maybe later on today I'll print maybe another thing and put it on there so it's an actual you know, uh, version of what it will look like. But the book, when it comes out, it will not have, that white border around it. I just, that was the size I printed. I thought it was, the size for the book, but it had, the white around it. Anyways, there'll be three versions of, that book available. You'll be able to get the regular print copy, just a regular basic plain Jane copy over at our publisher. And I'll put the link down. I'll give that link when we're closer to getting the book done. I'll put that link where to get it. And we're still working on, pricing, all that stuff. Number two option is you go to our website at www.c10americamagazine.com. That's www.c10americamagazine.com. You head over there and we'll have, the book over there. It'll be the same one you get over at the publisher, but this one, you go to our website, www.c10americamagazine.com. You go over there. I'm going to take and probably start out with the 100, books. I'm going to take and autograph all, 100 books. Then we're putting a new sticker in the book. And then I'm going to take and write a little personal message to, all you guys and gals, out there. Put it in, the book. And those will be only available over on, our personal site, www.c10americamagazine.com. And plus you can go over there, get signed up for the magazine, get a metal print, get a sticker pack, and all that. And then I don't know if you guys follow our group or not. You should. If you don't, you should follow the group over on Facebook. It's C10 America. Go to Facebook, look for C10 America. Dude, guys, come on. We have over 81,000 members over on Facebook. And you know what? We did all this in 3 years. But here is, the secret sauce, I think, when it comes to growing your I'm gonna try here on YouTube. I did it over on Facebook, so I'm gonna see if I can do it here on YouTube. And that's where the morning wake up call comes in, because the morning wake up call is a new morning YouTube series exclusively right here on, C10 America YouTube channel. And we have a new show coming out too. We have not filmed, the pilot episode yet. Every time I say I'm getting caught up with, stuff, I get more stuff, coming in. So I got rid of, all those mental prints that I had to. Then I have, a couple more that will be going out. I said, this week, it's not the end of the week yet. It is Thursday today, and we have Friday. We have 2 more days. So then we have, a couple right back here that will be getting labels put on them today. They'll be put out there with the other ones that need to, go out. But anyways, yeah, the book here, it will be a paperback. It will be a paperback, and it says the spark, the fear, the doubt, and the challenge, written by Texas Rich, the story behind C10 America. So we're going to dig and we're going to put that out probably here in, 6 months, or after I get done writing the book, whatever comes, closer. And I do have to say, usually I want to write 2 paragraphs, in the evening, but for, the last 2 days, I haven't. I've been so tired with working here, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, boom, doing this and, doing that. But I do plan on, I have a new set hours that I'm doing. I start work every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, guys, and I've been working my butt to the bone, burning the candle at both ends, and you can't do that. I know I can't do that. I know some people can, but because once you do that, then you're gonna be tired all the time. You're not gonna want to do stuff with your wife. You're not gonna want to watch a movie with her. You're not gonna, dinner. Oh, I'll just eat a little of something, and get by, and then go to bed. And that's not, the way to live. All that. So, anyways, I took and I changed up, the time that I do stuff. So I figure, okay, I come in at 5 o'clock in the morning to the studio. I come in before 5 so I can start out, the day doing, the morning wake up call for you guys. So this is, the first video that I'm doing of, the day, and it's Thursday, February 26th. We're at 5:25 a.m. So we have 5 more minutes until 5:30. We're doing these in half hour segments to kind of tell you what we're gonna do for the day, what we need to do, all that stuff. So we talked about the book, where to get the book, and we're gonna have autographed copies available for you guys out there. And we talked about the metal prints on the ground here, and then the metal prints out there that are going out the end of this week, or this week sometime. We're not over this week. We got 2 more days, and then I lost my train of thought there for a minute. I started to say something, and I'm like, what am I saying? Anyways, that new post that, the one I told you got 114,000 views, eyeballs on it. Anyways, I reached out to, a couple of those, guys and gals and all that. And we've been getting, pictures, in. I think, well, last night I was going to go until, 5:30 last night and cut it off. That's my new time, 5 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening, and that gives me time for dinner with the wife, hanging out with the wife, and going to bed at a halfway decent hour, and all that stuff. And so that's when I'm gonna go ahead and probably write you know a couple of pages in the book, guys. Where, check it out. The book will be, 150 pages. It'll be 15 chapters. We'll have our daily prayers, kind of throughout, the book. We'll have dad isms in there. Uh, no photos in the book, except for one photo in the very back of, uh, my wife, myself, and my dog, and in the back, letting everybody know it's family friendly, book, all that. Real quick, if you want to know, the spark and the fuse right there. Why the spark? Why the fuse on the front cover of the book? I'll tell you why. Because the initial spark of anything, like whether it be like something you're lighting on fire, dynamite or whatever, that is, the beginning right there when you light the spark. And then when it goes all the way to, the device, then it is met with the explosion. Well, on the back of the book, there'll be a explosion on, the back here. So you have, the spark on the front. You get done reading the book, you turn it over. On the back, you have, the explosion. And so that'll be, the end. You conquered what you wanted to conquer. But, anyways, we have 1 minute. If I can tell everybody out there, one thing, what? There's somebody out there telling you you can't do something. You can't do it, your way. You can't do this. You know what? I would just look at them and tell them, thank you for your opinion. Thank you very much. But, I'm going to continue doing it. You know what? If they're not funding your project, if they're not helping out, giving ideas, if they're not helping out, giving thoughts, oh, try this, do this, you know what? Then don't worry about what they have to say. At the end of the day, you matter. So it is whatever you want to do. Don't let anybody come in and try and, change it. If you have a mindset, you have a goal up here, you have a thought, a way to, obtain or reach that goal, you know what? Why not start on the pathway to, getting that goal, making that goal happen? So anyways, guys, we're at 5:30. I'm gonna take and get out of here. This has been your morning wake up call for Thursday, February 26th. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Remember, guys, we only do the morning wake up call Monday through Friday. We'll be back tomorrow morning, and then we'll be back on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. We love you guys. We'll see you guys soon. And have a great day. Go out there, smile, and make somebody happy. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Love you.